Hello, and welcome to a taste of 1914 here at Dune Heritage Village. Today, we're making something with fresh strawberries. It's a drink called Strawberry Shrub, or sometimes called strawberry vinegar. Won't you join me on the porch? So, I have strawberries. This recipe takes almost a week to make. So the first step is to hull your strawberries. So you're just taking off the hull, give them a cut, and pop them in another bowl. And you're going to keep doing that until however many strawberries you have are ready to go. You could also use raspberries. And if you don't have any fresh ones available, just use some frozen strawberries or raspberries or any other berry that you have. So I've cut all the strawberries that I had available, and I'm going to move on to the next step. Now, one word of warning, these strawberries are not going to be something you can eat afterwards. Maybe you can use it for salad dressing. So use strawberries that aren't so pretty. What I need to do next is pour vinegar over, just to cover them. And they're going to soak it up, and all the strawberry juiciness is going to go into the vinegar. I'm going to cover this, pop it into a cold place. In the 21st century, that's the fridge. And leave it for at least 48 hours. So our strawberries have been soaking for 48 hours, and now I need to strain them out of the vinegar. It's the vinegar that we want to keep, not the strawberries. I'm going to strain them and keep that vinegar. So I've strained the strawberries, and I'm going to set them aside. And now I'm going to pour my vinegar that already had strawberries in it over another batch of strawberries. You don't need to do this with raspberries. And this needs to sit for another 48 hours. So our strawberries have been sitting for another 48 hours in the vinegar. And it's time to move on to actually making the strawberry shrub. So I'm going to strain them once more, this time into a pot. And I can mash them down a little bit to get all that juice. You can also strain it through cheesecloth too for an even finer, if you don't want any little bits of seeds in there. Okay. Next, we measure out the amount of liquid. Usually it's around 2 cups with the amount of strawberries I had there. And the recipe calls for a pound of sugar for every pint of liquid. A pint is 2 cups. And typically I end up with a pound of sugar about 2 cups as well. But let's do it accurately here. So we've measured the vinegar, and it's 2 cups. So now I need a pound of sugar. So I've got my scale here, and it is centered on 0. I'm going to add it until I get to a pound. And then it's time for the kitchen. So our 2 cups of liquid and our 2 cups of sugar are in the pot together, and it's now time to heat it on the stove. In 1914, that means it's pretty hot in here with the fire going. In the 21st century, you can do it on your modern stove and it won't be too bad. You're going to actually heat it, let it boil for about 10 minutes, and then remove from the stove. And it will be ready to use when it's cool. So after your strawberry shrub has boiled for the 10 minutes, then it's time to pour it into a container to set it away to cool. In 1914, you'd use something like a canning jar and put it away to cool. Today, you can use any sort of jar. So before my friend arrives, I'm going to make some of this. You just add a tablespoon or so to a glass, and then pour some cold water and give it a stir.
Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
I'm well.
good, thank you.
Would you like to try a glass of Strawberry Shrub?
I would love to, thank you.
Here's to a taste of 1914 here at Dune Heritage Village. That's delicious. It's very refreshing.